Thank you so much, Tamara, for inviting me. Thank you, everybody, for joining today's session. And inshallah, it will be fruitful for everyone. My name is Ramel Damati. My main experience is cybersecurity for more than 26 years. I've been working in this domain with the compliance and with the security assessment, risk management, and all type of level of security in multinational companies. Then I work in a security and emerging technology like blockchain, fintech, and other regulations with regulators. And currently, I have my own company called MetaServe, which is specialized in uh, the emerging technology, AI services and training. Also, I'm the main consultant in Ministry of Economy in Jordan for the generative AI guidelines and working with ESCWA as let's say for the same project and working with another projects for the compliance in Palestine as well. So the main part that I always like to work with or to explain it in the first couple of slides that showing these type of images to break the ice and the fear that the people always mention that AI will take our jobs, we will be laid out, and we will lose our jobs and so on. But this is actually is not true. We will not see robots or AI is applying for jobs, but the fact that we need also to adapt within this period of time in order to be have more skills in AI, which is the same what we are doing today. We are getting more details about AI and how it is interacting with our jobs, where we can learn more details, where we can upskill ourselves and help the economy and the companies or ourselves even to be more motivated and work in our work because we are not losing our jobs. Our jobs will be much easier with the AI, but would have more risk if we don't upgrade our skills or our mindset regarding of this one, because this is the currency of the market today and the worldwide area. Definitely, we will have new, let's say, jobs. So we need to upskill ourselves to be maintain our jobs or even get better jobs in order to work smart, not hard, and deliver much ROI for our companies or for our personal area as well. Okay, so starting from the main concepts of the AI, which is the main topic that we have it today, and regarding of the AI, how it is interacting with the legal and the compliance itself, we can see that AI is no longer emerging a trend or a buzzwords that we usually hear or read everywhere. It's been becoming a core capability across legal, compliance, governance, even with doctors, with pharmacists, with research, everywhere. So in this session, we will explore how the AI will create this opportunity that we are talking about, how they will introduce a new responsibility for us if we introduce the AI to our jobs and we use it for the professionals, and how we can understand and manage the AI in an ethical or a responsible way itself. So the adoptions is accelerating today with the AI across all the industries, especially the manufacturing or the industry that anyone is working in them. So the legal team usually use the AI in research, maybe in contracting analysis, maybe in the compliance team also. They try to monitor or reporting any compliance is change or regulations is updated, and even the government also they work with privacy terms like the BII terms or any terms that we use it for the privacy or the governance in order to focusing on the oversee of the AI and the risk management at the same time. So AI is referring to a system that capable for performing a specific task, which is traditionally for us, but it is required more human intelligence, and it can analyze this information, and it can identify the patterns, it can summarize the content, it can generate also a new output, which is come with the new terminology of the AI, which is generative AI, that we know it is like ChatGPT or Gemini or anything, which is generating new content and new output that will be replacing maybe a lot of tasks, not people, it's a lot of tasks of the within specific jobs that we do it, which is the routine task that we use it by having these type of AI or machine learning or deep learning that we already starting engage it in our main lives. But not all AI technology they are the same. So traditional AI actually it's follow a specific rules. Machine learning, the machine is learning more to identify specific patterns and try to match these patterns to discover maybe a risk or any type of details that that the AI will discover it. But when generative AI came to the pictures in 2023, we see that it's creating new content. The NLP or the natural language process that can understand and focusing on understanding these languages. Even they can understand the sub languages of a traditional language like Jordanians, like Egyptians, like Yemen or and Saudi. All of these type of accents that they can understand it from the NLP part that help to make the business now more creative, create more use cases, but also it came and introduce extra risk for our jobs or for our even for our life itself as output. So we'll see in the coming slide what type of the risk, what type of area that it need to be done and used. Today, we keep hearing about that AI can automate our life, which is correctly. It can automate and follow a specific instructions for a specific rules or a specific task that it is continuously we are using it based on like data entry. They just collect the information and they do the entry of the data and that's it. But the AI is came with more innovative idea that can read the context, can understand the output or generate the new output based on the data and based on the questions. You can ask them, let's say, give me the summary of the last 25 days or 10 days for the data that we do it with the company, a specific company. You just chat with them and they give you the information based on the context that you give it to them and based the understanding of the model, how they can understand these details. So the AI assistant or the human accounts or the AI, let's say co-pilots, which is usually mentioned, the co-pilot is like the AI assistant that they help us to accelerate our work through a human interactions or NLP or just a normal language that will help us to transfer these type of capability of the AI and able to respond to us with specific output or give them a decision and ensure these type of compliance is applied or this legal or regulations discussion or obligations it can be maybe manipulated and they need to discover based on the pattern and so on of these type of capability that they have it. Now, there is a lot of many misconceptions surrounding the AI, especially that it will replace the legal people or replace the lawyers or replace the accounting people or replace even the auditors and all of these. But this is it is not the true actually, as we mentioned at the beginning of the our lecture, that it will not replace the human. It will replace actually the tasks, the complex task. It will replace the normal or traditional way of work to help you to do your work much faster, much smarter, not harder. A part of this one, and this is what new organization today they are looking to have in their employee to understand what type of repetitive details and continuous maybe pouring details or tasks that they are usually using it. So we need to enhance it with the AI and how they can use it from the context or from replacing this type of task by utilizing the mechanism of AI itself. Legal compliance professional already they are using these AI in the contract analysis. Most of the people today, either in our countries or outside, they are using it in analyzing the details, legal search, or even they analyze for based on the risk assessment, or even finding doing a reporting or monitor these content with the changes and do the risk assessment regarding of a specific case or specific operation that they already been using it during their work. And we can see that AI also create significant value and efficient value by giving us specific insights, information, showing us more details about the content. But any technology, we need to believe that it will come with something good, and it will come also with something bad or maybe risk or any other of security, let's say, part of their use. Let's say if you give them your customer information, this is risk of the information or the privacy part. And you can see another type of risk like bias or even the compliance risk. If you use it in a specific way that it is not comply with the government regulations, it definitely it will go with maybe impacting the company itself or the operations. So the success adaptations, it need to be balanced between the benefits and the risks. So we need to use it in a way that we always mention it is responsible way. Responsible way, which is you need to use it in cautions, maintaining the privacy, avoid any security, avoid any bias, or avoid any compliance risk, but use it in a way that will help you without this part of risk itself. So, as a conclusion here for this part, AI is essential for all the jobs, legals, compliance, auditing, and understanding the different type of AI and the opportunity itself. It will help us to maintain and work in a responsible way for our jobs and deliver the result as we expecting and avoiding any type of risk that might impact our organization itself. So we will see some use cases in the legal. We can see some use cases in the auditing or the operations, how it will help us, how we can use it in different way. So you can see in the legal operation actually, the operation itself, it's been dramatically changed over the time. They starting from maybe the large legal work that we have it, it's moved to the digital legal work. So we can see a lot of systems that the legal people they are using it as software, so they can also make search, make summarizations from these software and tools. But with the AI, it will help the legal people or the legal department or the legal jobs itself will help to give more intelligence about it. So think it about it's like your assistant. You just ask the computer about specific task. Do this report for me or summarize this contract. It is like 100 page. Okay, give me the top risk in these contract. Where is the gaps? Do you have any maybe things it's out of the not make sense related to the contracting itself. So you can see it is how more intelligibles more than it's software only, and you do the search and you need to read the details, but you need to read between the lines in order to use it in more intelligence a part of it. So now the legal value that we can see, it's like a chain. It's contain a numerous of the repetitive and repetitive informations with sensitive details or maybe inactive details that I don't need to read it and waste a lot of time on it. So I need just to accelerate the reading of the reviewing this document, legal research, drafting, or I go with the contract analysis and knowledge building complete knowledge. So let's say I have multiple case stored with the AI system that I have, but I'm managing one of these cases and try to find a solution for them. The AI will give you a suggestion based on another result came from another case that might help you to solve this part of this case. Will help you to accelerate much more, to help you to replace even the slow decisions for that, and go to the review or execution much faster. So one of the biggest challenges that legal team always using is navigating between multiple big volume of regulations, procedures, contracts, even legal opinions across multiple maybe jurisdictions, like fine holding. You are operating in Jordan, UAE, Iraq, maybe Saudi, other countries. So this is a different area, different laws of jurisdictions that you want to understand and be able to maintain your company within these syntax or this part of mapping between the decisions, or make comparing between them and where it is the best fit to be used and when it can be used without any legal impact to the company itself. So the AI definitely will be ready to isolate all of these cases, to do deep analysis for them, utilizing the information, connecting the policies, try to go with the logic, deep understanding of the documents between them, maybe link between the relations between them, cross-referencing and utilizing these type of information that will help you to reach to a decision or build a policy or close the case much faster. But we need to make sure that AI, yes, it's delivering us a big advantage in research, coverage, all these type of information, but not to depend on their decision. Because we can see maybe most of us working with ChatGPT or Claude or any other this type of tools, personal tools that they use, sometimes you feel that they mention none make sense details about the information that they return it back, which is called hallucinations. So the type of hallucination situation that they mentions or the data, we need to make sure we are as an expert in legal or in let's say auditing or anything other professional that we have it. Definitely we need to make sure that we understand what they offering to us, what they show the result, what type of information that they give it to us or advisory. Then we make the decision part of our human understanding. This is why it's important that we keep following the concept of a human in the loop verifications, that AI cannot take decision. It can recommend the decision for us. It can speed and accelerate or cover a lot of spectrums of data, but at the end, the decision is the human. It needs to be humanized decision at the same time. Because let's say I will put AI in courts, let's say, as an example, and I want them to take a decision. I cannot give them a decision in all the cases, but they can take maybe like some deep cases or some cases that they don't need interaction from the human itself or the human decisions a part of it. So it's very important that we need to also to keep our human touch within the cycle or the life cycle of the reading of the contract, or even for the decisions itself in multiple area that we usually using. So the modern AI platform today or software that we have it, actually it will identify all the clauses, all the obligations, maybe several terms, maybe payment conditions, liability, any of these type of rights or terminations or a part of these area very fast, very deeply analytics with the use of this machine learning or the area that the AI built within these softwares. And they will be able to understand it or build a complete constructual report or based on a specific language, let's say English or Arabic or even different another language based on the different area as well. So all of them, these today we can see a more smart um, let's say more smart engines that they can understand deeply within the use of the cases or use of the role itself. Now, one of the greatest benefit of the AI is contract analysis. It's not only a normal analysis. They can also identify a specific risk, hidden risk, that might not be visible to you as a human when you do the reviews itself, which is we are talking it usually they read between the lines actually, and they identify these area. Maybe they can see specific liability clause or a weak termination, maybe conditions, or any missing of confidentiality requirement itself, or any conflict with the geographical location itself, based on the country, based on the even on the specific regulation itself. So this is the most important part when AI learn about your organization, about your business model, about your teams, about your third-party contract, or about your manufacturers, anything. They will learn like across all of your organizations and or your company itself, and will be able to understand and decide that this condition or this maybe let's say clause, a liability clause, will impact your company. So you need to change it because you are working in this contract in these type of engagements. So they will be understand. They will build their mindset based on your company and based on your operation system itself. So the most organization today, they store like thousands of, and even people change with the time. So no one, not all the people, they already know about the old cases that happened with the company, because I'm new. This case maybe came 20 years back or 15 years back. So I need someone to guide me and help me to return back to specific timeline, to also be understanding this type of contractual reports, or do a search deeply and give me the advice based on these information, and give me the maybe documented drafting, which that always consume a significant portions of the legal professional time themselves. They always help try to accelerate the summarizations of the case, try to find problems, but with the AI will accelerate these type of creations. It will help you to structure it with the context, with template, specific template. Maybe you will ask them, maybe a specific requirement based on instructions, and all of these type of details. And you can see in the third phase, which is the human requirement, which is meaning that the person himself, they need to be guided, and he need to have the final decision, not the AI itself, because AI can support in drafting, but they cannot support in decision itself. And this is why we mentioned human in the loop is a must within all the stages. It's very important because even as a legal responsibility or liability itself, if the case is not being reviewed by the human, and at the end there is a failure or anything will be happening to the company, the liability will go to the person who reviewed this part. So you cannot take a decision today based on analysis of the AI, and you cannot review this type of information, and you need to review this type of information after what they are deciding to give you for. So you can see even some cases that need to review also a lot of email details, or even records, big volumes of records, or big volume of emails. or even communications. So also this type of capability that cannot be done by the human. AI will be enabled also to be able to be more efficient, reducing this time of missing information of the data that is available on our servers, which is a mass data can consume us a lot of time in order to find this type of a small piece of information. Uh, and also you can see that the e-discovery or the legislations leaders that itself about the what is the fraud, what is the legal practice that need to be done on a specific documents or legal terms that is written within specific document. It's definitely it need a lot of review, a lot of prioritizations. Even you can need to have advanced analytics in order to go deeply with this type of maybe human mechanism. So these platforms, as you can see, like Disco or Everlow or any other related platforms, it's usually have this type of AI engine that will help you to do the e-discovery with enable of these a lot of integrations in order to make reducing the cost, accelerating the decision, even the investigation and reporting through using this type of details. Now, let's ask us a questions. If an AI system review like 10,000 contracts in 1 hour, and your legal team is reviewing like 10 contracts in the same time, these two, who will become more responsible when the AI is miss of the critical clauses? I need your answer. Let's make it more, more interactive. If you wish, you can answer in the chat, or you can open the speaker and you can speak. These type of questions, it will help you to see that yes, it is beneficial, but it is risk. So we need to make sure that the AI is not an easy tools. It is something need to be reviewed. Another questions, would you trust the AI system to identify the legal risk in billions of dollars of contract before the company they sign this contract or not? And another question is, what if your next compliance breach is not covered by the employee and is ignoring the policy, but the employee is blindly trusting the AI? Is this something right or not? And the questions is a lot that we can ask, and I need just to hear from you or at least read the answer from your side.
Yeah. Rami, they started commenting. So on number one, Rami says the legal team is responsible.
Yeah, 100%.
There's also Asra saying the final decision and review is up to the human element of the community.
Mhm. And AI can also, yes, AI can run a red flag review, but legal team need to check it all the issues. Yes, 100%. And you can imagine today when you buy a normal system, let's say we don't have an AI, okay, and we have a normal system and we want to purchase it from specific department, it will go to maybe purchasing department, it will go to another department, and they start asking about offers and all of this normal process. Okay, what about the AI recruitment? What do you think? Who will be responsible to buy the AI in the in the company itself? What do you think? If we want to buy AI and merge it with our systems and find groups, who will be responsible to buy this system and who will be accountable for the result of the system? Ask your questions. The value of the contract respect of the small company automated, yeah, it's correct. The question is the reason why the AI policy need to be set with the legal audit and functions as now curfew. Okay. So let's answer the questions. Who will be responsible for the AI result? or decisions in the department or in the, let's say, the company itself? What do you think? Go ahead, Tamara. Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yeah. Let's hear from him as well. Yeah.
I think from the perspective, for example, of the
Mm-hmm.
be the same as any other support that we person have. At the end of the day,
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yes, 100% agree. Mahmoud, yeah, you can also. Mhm. 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 Great. Uh-huh. Yes, correct. Great. Now, I agree and disagree with you in some terms and details because 100 years back, there's no AI, and the AI is totally different on normal systems. Normal system, actually, it's like a function. When you press a button or you move the mouse on an action, you are accountable for it. Yes. But AI is depending on the data, and the data is the most important of the AI. AI is not something intelligence. They are simulating the human interactions, understand the data that you give it to them. If you mention this data is correct, he will agree with you. This is correct for nothing, and he will not analyze it because uh, he depend on the human decision, and the human decision they mention that this is correctly and this go directly. So accountability and the responsibility. Responsibility is something maybe less than accountability. Accountability it will go to the engine itself, to the mindset of the AI, who learn, who teach, the AI, who give the data of the AI, the algorithm, who write it, even not only the algorithm, the ethical concept, how the AI based is working based on an ethical area like BIOS, responsibles, security, all of these, who train them. When we buy an AI system from outside, we need to make sure that we understand the ethical concept. This is something is not available in other systems, only the AI. We need to also to make audit to the existing system of the AI, how it is working, how it is written. So you can see that there is extra liability came in the picture when we purchase only the AI itself. Um, so when we, let's say, as a purchasing department or legal team, also will be accountable for this one. Why? You need to also know the company behind the AI system because of political area that we are in, plus because of the algorithm, maybe it might be biased. Because of the system, it might be poisoned with the data, poisons of the model itself, poisons with multiple things. So definitely there is a lot of risk factors came in the pictures when we introduce the AI. So accountability is the responsibility for everyone in the company. You can imagine from the first person who asked for the AI or decide about the idea until the purchasing, until the ordering, under everything, even for the licensing, even for the vendor lock-in mechanism. So the spectrums is much bigger that we have it. This is why we need to have different concept. AI change all the systems, so we cannot work with old systems or old-fashioned ways. We need to follow the new compliance, the new regulation, new ethical concepts, new accountability matrix or risk matrix. Even the security is a change in the AI. So this is exactly how is the spectrums is being changed. Okay, now let's have some use cases about what we have it in the compliance or governance, and then we will talk about the auditing as well in the same time. Now, traditional and compliance functions, it's usually have focus on monitoring activity, identify maybe issue after it occurs or happening. But today, when you have an AI, it's being shift this type of compliance to more intelligence that help organization to predict about or identify risk itself or predict potential compliance issue itself, which will help us to make action as a proactive action to avoid any violations. Because reading of the cycle of the complete data or the huge data or the big data that we have it from contractual levels, map it with legal parts, term, conditions, everything, it will help the AI or AI will help us to identify these type of gaps that we might face. Not today, maybe after a month or mid of the contract or after 10 years. This type of predictions will help the organization to maintain the compliance within their organizations, maintain the privacy, do deep auditing, change of the details that they have it, all of these type of cycle. So today we can feel that AI can create a value about this governance life cycle that we have it. The governance is usually changed dramatically in country to others and or in the same country change with different versions of the document itself. So they can keep monitoring these type of regulations, policy change, government reporting, decision support, all of these continuous control assessments that will help us to make and treat these type of activity to more accurate and be proactive, not reactive in terms of importing or using these with a flexible way and with intelligible way itself. Now, most of organizations, they are always facing an overwhelming volume of regulations updates, as I mentioned previously, for multiple regulations and authorities itself, even from one country, like in Saudi, they have a lot of compliance under the NCA or SAMA or any other of these compliances, and you need to keep analysis these updates, what is impacting us, the changes, how what is being implemented in our network or company in terms of risk or in terms of details a part of it. All of these type of information, it's like a high priority classifications for the team itself or not for that part. Now, when we can see that, let's say, one of also the other biggest compliance challenges that we have it is the gaps between the external regulations and the internal regulations. Because I need to keep reading these external regulation, check the update. This is why we hear or we deal with something called RegTech, regulation technology, which is relied on the AI to analyze these type of change and give you the gaps between your internal policies that you need to change it and you need to remediate it, or you need to maybe remove something and retain something else based on the gaps that you already have for that, to avoid any compliance issue or fines or anything that you might face at the same time. So traditional compliance assessment, which is need to be done in a periodic time, provide a full assessment, provide, let's say, continuous monitoring, analyzing the event transactions, the controls, the risk indicators that we have it in real time. This is something need to be done in real time. With the AI, definitely this will help us to read it in real time, to predict running these algorithms of detections for any abnormal activities, and find or control these type of early attacks or alerts or policy violations or anything it might be happening or we might face it. So the governance committee or even the senior management also required like a specific reliable information that help us to make a decision based on this one and in a specific period of time. And this will help us also to collect, analyze, maybe reading multiple governments clauses or reading evidence, collecting information until I know exactly our situation as a company. Is it safe? It's not safe, based on deep analysis of this information or how it will impact us in multiple areas. Now, one of the most also emerging concept in the compliance, which is the agentic compliance. Agentic compliance, where the AI can execute and perform a compliance complete workflow, which is like assistant or automations for that workflow based on a specific regularity compliance is required. But again, it is type of risky if you don't have the correct data, correct workflow, the mechanism itself, and you don't or you execute it in the correct way. So this is need to have a solid human oversight at the beginning, also validations, also accountability mapping. Again, because at each stage of this automation, you need to understand who's the accountable if the AI failed to, let's say, give you a decision based on a data, based on a bias of the algorithm itself, and so on for this part. So let's ask ourselves another question. If AI can monitor every control, every policy, every regulations continuously, so what become the role of the compliance officer? Definitely, any company, they have a compliance officer. So if the AI will do this one, what is the value of AI compliance? What do you think? Do we need a compliance officer anymore, or we can be something else? I want to hear from you. شو رايكم نستغني عنه؟ Can we fire him anymore? Go ahead, please. Yes, it's okay. Mhm. Yeah. Yeah, I'm agree actually with you because we cannot let me read this one. AI can only assess the information we input. It still need to be translated and implemented to the rest of the company. Yes. So yes, I'm agree with what you mentioned that there is a specific rule need to be introduced with the compliance officer. First of all, the compliance officer, they need to upgrade their capability, knowledge, requirement, everything related to the AI, so they can utilize it as well within the AI part, how it is aligned with the company and how they can utilize it, all of these story. Plus, in new positions, maybe we call it in the network, which is the chief AI officer or the overseer of the AI. It's not IT, it's not security, it's not compliance. It's mainly for the AI department of the AI itself. This is also another position start now being introduced. As example, in UAE or Saudi, it is a must that every government today they have this chief AI officer, CAIO position within the company, within the organization, the government organization actually, and the private sector is following also the same concept based on this requirement, and they have the capability of managing the systems, take more responsibility about the AI, and working with the security team, aligning, aligning with the compliance officer, and aligning with other team as a central position itself for that part. Cool. Now, if we are talking about AI in auditing, maybe it will help us also to understand that the role of auditors also is changing dramatically because traditional auditors can spend a lot of time gathering evidence, samples, identify this type of expectation or any information. But today, the AI can help them to analyze the entire transactions itself and identify maybe a specific anomalies that they have it in very big surface of data within a short period of time. So this will help definitely to able to understand more patterns, capture more details, and be able also to, let's say, spend less time in searching or wasting time. I just hand over these tasks to the AI and is doing it, but again, I need to be part of the equation as a human itself. Uh, let's have an example like manufacturers organization. They usually generate thousands of recruitment, inventory, operation transactions every day. So AI will enable to continuously audit all and monitor all of these transactions in real time, meaning that even if today the person in a track or in the field, he just purchased an order, he can just make a copy from his mobile, send it to the system, even the handwriting invoices itself, it can read it in more accurate details because they look to the pattern, to the if it is in Arabic, it can read it in much better and much let's say more clear and more accurate in order to be identify these type of activity, put it in the system, even check the policy violations for that. So all of these activity today, AI can help us to detect any flags about duplicate voice at the same time, or even this is not vendor pricing or usual pricing from the vendor. Suspicious purchasing behavior, all control the policy violations itself. Can be done on the spot and immediately, either in the purchasing level or in the invoicing part. Um, Many auditors also find that the pattern that the AI help us to understand it, it's much advanced and be able to detect even maybe fake invoice or violations for the policy or fraud for that one, especially when in the banking sector, manufacturers and all of these, they need to find the violations, the fraud, the weaknesses of the process in very short time period, because this will cost them money, time, and even efforts when they want to change it, or they have a specific approval levels or workflow that usually they work with. The Here you can see that, let's say, the inventories for the manufacturers represent one of the most critical assets in the manufacturer organizations, that they can AI that they can help to read the materials of tons of the informations, the movement, detect the patterns itself on the move. If we have the IoT, if we have the detection systems and all of these, and they can identify that if there is a control failures or system failures or anything, it can be part of this information. And even in the let's say in the manufacturers, or even in some high expensive materials or equipment, we have something called digital twin systems that we build to keep tracking all of these use of these manufacturers or the industry parts, uh, physically try to find any maybe error in the system within a digital version for these equipment, and it will report it directly if we have the AI do the full analysis for it in order to have preventive maintenance or maybe a fraud in the use or anything. It can be done part of it. In the compliance part, which is most of the auditors that also they try to become more consistent about the reports that they send or that they share about tax treatments, or identify any inconsistent data, or validating any calculations and all of these, that usually we hear about that accounting people always busy at the end of the month because of the numbers, taxations, all of this manual work, manual review that they are doing it. Today, with the small tools using Copilot or Microsoft Copilot, they will help us to short all of these time that we wasted just in recursive work, and will help us to do all of these type of detections of any abnormals or any errors that might happen directly without any error that will cost us maybe a lot of money at the same time. So AI powered system, definitely they work from reactive to proactive to more reactive, which is more intelligible when we using the AI models, and they can really find the loss, do the auditing of the finding, do the compliance failures, and do all of these type of detection of the systems. Now, another questions. If the AI can review every invoice, can do be in every journey, can do the every tax transactions, and control all of these one. Now, what should be the role of the auditor today? I'm not mentioning that we replace them, but we need to know now what is his role after we updating these tasks and taking off these tasks from him. Let's hear your answers. No one would like to share his opinion? Yeah, go ahead, please. Assalamu alaikum. Mhm. Yes, yes, assurance. Yeah, definitely. I'm agreeing with you 100%. It's doing the assurance. This is the most important word that we need to stress on it. That if you can assure that the decision of the AI, okay, can done automatically without any interaction from the human, this is something good for the AI. But we cannot assure for these. So the auditor will evolve his role, not only reviewing transactions and so on. No, he will be evaluating these type of risk. He will be, let's say, take the decision, the final decision itself, and so on of the enhancement of his role. So he start working more smart in short period of time, not harder and wasting a lot of time at the end of each month or each report he want to generate as well. Great, thank you so much. Okay, now let's talk about one of the biggest mistakes that organizations usually make is assuming that AI can do everything. This is one of the biggest mistakes. And actually, believe me that today we can see it in the market. Any advertisement today mentioned, we can automate your system, we can automate your social media, we can automate your CRM, we can automate everything for you. This is a big mistake that companies start selling a product without accountability. And the companies start buying these products just for automation, sake of automations itself. So they technically, they are, yes, they are capable and you can give them an access for these tools. They can do process, summarize, generate information, and maybe speed up the process and the engagement. But actually, the organization still not be able to assure that this decision is 100% trusted. It's deal with the privacy, it's deal with data, how they are dealing with them. So this is a lot of questions that they start asking about. So many risk of AI is being introduced and it's not visible to the companies or even for this type of cybersecurity department or IT department or audit or anything of these, because if you don't understand exactly how the AI working from algorithm perspectives, from operation perspective, from ethical perspective, from regulation perspectives itself, the hallucination part is the maybe most dangerous part when you take a decision. Maybe in healthcare, it's very critical. In finance, also advising about buying or selling. This is it's built on finance. Hallucination, definitely it will be a disaster decision itself. So this is the challenge. Actually, most of the organization today, they buy, but they don't know the threat landscape itself, or they know, but they cannot, let's say, change their mindset that this is a landscape, is part of the IT landscape or security landscape itself. AI system is very powerful. Definitely, it can help us with a lot of details, but we need to make sure that hallucinations, bias, ethicals, confidential information, privacy, everything. This is the data that we need to maintain. Uh, Most of the, let's say, For the people, they care about their Excel sheet, they care about their Word file, and they are using it. But it is not matter of file. File I can protect it from antivirus, EDR, or anything from the security perspectives. But if the AI understand my complete mechanism or complete business information, like what is your salaries, what is your positions, what is your sensitive information, healthcare information, all of these. This is what we cannot control from the AI, which is the understanding. If you bring outside system, definitely you are open the door for this system to learn about your data, but they don't steal your data. They understand it and they go outside and mention it. Let me give you an example. When you share an information to ChatGPT, okay, about Excel sheet, if there is a privacy data, they utilize it. Definitely, there is no confidentiality here. You are responsible for the data, for sharing it, for any type of information. So you need to have a human verification filter, which is responsibility, how to use AI in ethical way, not in or even in responsible way. That you need to follow your ethics, you need to follow your security perspectives. You don't need even you need to follow the part of the privacy of your customers. All of this information you need to consider it part of this information. The most challenge part is maintaining the data inside the organization themselves. A lot of people in auditing, in finance, in IT, in everywhere, they just upload the Excel sheets, the Word file to the ChatGPT, and they start get a good reports for them. But this is the gap of security or responsibility that they need to have. So data protections is the most important consideration when you are using AI. The organization, they need to clearly define what type of information that you can use and you cannot use with AI system. What is the sensitive data? Which is the classifications, the classification of the data, uh, like this sensitive legal data, sensitive financial information. Maybe it is like intellectual properties also, it's very sensitive. Research, and so on and so on, for all of these type of information that need to be maintained as well. Also, there is a law today for the privacy data that you cannot ignore. If the customer information being leaked outside, you are part of the accountability about the legal consequences that utilize your responsibility. So human interaction is something need to take a decision within the framework of the company itself. So you can see this is the matrix of the responsibility of the enterprise AI, that where when you adapt or build an AI, there is a four major pillars that you need to deal with it: fairness, transparency, explainability, and accountability. So also I need the AI to be more explainable. Why this problem is happening, why you take the decision, why you make this. So they need to help to when they give me advice about decision, they need to explain it before, based on numbers, based on a policy, based on solid information. Otherwise, this will be considered like a hallucination from the AI itself. So there is successful information or successful AI adoptions that can be required a balancing between creating the value or increasing the risk part of it. So organization, they need to verify the output, they need to protect the sensitive data, classify it, use the approval platforms also use the document management or classification for this document in order to make sure that no sharing of any confidential information, and monitor even the activity of the customers or the users inside the organization itself. Now, let's ask another question. If your organization deployed AI tomorrow, who would be accountable for this decision, the risk, and its mistakes? I think we already asked this type of question, but we need to make sure also that it need to be more accountable, as I mentioned in the previous slide, that it needs to be cover the fairness without any bias, without any um, it needs to be also transparent, explainable, and accountable in order to make sure that we are working fine in this part. Right. Let's see the governance now, the global governance, the details about the regulations that related to the AI or AI security itself or the interactions with the humans. Because as organizations, when you rush to go and adapt AI, most of your focus will be only on the saving the cost, saving the operation, saving maybe anything else, but you will not be working or thinking about the governance itself. Because when you introduce AI to your network, definitely you are introducing a significant amount of compliance breach if you don't follow it, like privacy, like security, operational domains, anything is related to the customer information, even the vulnerability in the algorithms, in the let's say human interactions, and so on for this one. So we need to make sure that we able to still maintaining our three area or triangle of security uh, based on these trust, accountability, and the compliance that is being followed without any breach from adapting the AI, which introducing a new type of attacks or new type of a change in your network. Now, effective governance usually build on different pillars, actually. These pillars either it will be like policy, define acceptable behaviors, or accountability structures, or we call it accountability matrix. Who will be responsible, who will be accountable, to define who's the ownership, the risk controls itself, also reducing the exposed data, monitoring the provided visibility, and it will go with more of the system monitoring, risk controls, and so with the capability, with the requirement of the AI, and how it is aligned with the governance itself. And you can see that there is no matter of how advanced the AI has become, professional judgment is remain the final decision itself. AI can accelerate the analysis, but decision must be human. This is the major uh, conditions that always we keep saying that a human in the loop is the most important part in the governance and in the dealing with the AI. And definitely data is the fuel of the AI, because again, if the AI without data, it's not something smart. It cannot do decision. It cannot be replied to you with accurate information. It will go with hallucinations, or it will stop and mention to you, I cannot answer you, because they don't know anything. So you need to make sure that the data is private for any sensitive data, for the legal data, for the consumer data, for the any type of classification of your data to maintain this privacy and maintain the compliance, which is also need a major part, which is security part of it. So around the world, a lot of government and regulations start introducing some related regulations and governance with the time, and they start increasing based on the changes. In Jordan, actually, we do have this the framework of the AI use, the ethical framework, even in Saudi, in UAE, in Qatar, and so on. Currently, we are working on the generative AI guidelines, how to use the AI, what is the allowed tools or allowed use case for the AI in generative AI, and so on. And this will be issued maybe very soon by um, next 2 months or something. You can see also there is a lot of frameworks, global frameworks being introduced. Like the most important one is the ISO 42001, which is rely on the AI management system and the ISO also 23894, which is addressing and focusing on the AI risk management. The NIST, which is the American Standard for the Risk Management Frameworks, which is mainly framework on the risk of the AI. European Union AI Act, which is also will be released maybe by August as a final version, and it have a lot of let's say term and condition clauses related to the business, related to the use of the AI inside the inside the application itself, and it have a lot of fine term of use. It might cost one company around like $32 million or 7% from the global revenue. So multinational companies like Fine, like Facebook, like Google, they need to take care about these type of regulations. If they use the AI in a wrong way, definitely it will be a big mess, big fines will be implemented. It's something, the AI Act is similar to GDPR. So how you deal with GDPR, definitely you need to deal with the AI Act at the same time. When you have AI system in your network and you are dealing with European people or nationalities in your network or your area. Also the OECD, which is the principle to establish a regulation and policy for the AI use for the structure of the data, the ethical part, and the global policy standard that is always used here. Now, also, let's say, based on even the security part, for that one, we need to take care about the AI security, because most of the organization, they go and increase the security of the cyber security by adding the AI inside the cyber security. But if they have an AI engine, they don't protect it. So AI security is very most important part, and there is a lot of frameworks or governance assurance models that they usually having within the need to be implemented in the organization, like assessment, like readiness or impact assessment that need to be make sure that this AI tools is secured and it have no violation or make the validations of the engine itself. One of the examples, if you have a chatbot in your website and using AI, we can easily, as attackers, manipulate the data that they retrieve for us, because there is a prompt. We can just put it. We can retrieve the username and password for the admin, because I will ask him in a specific tricky way, and they will go inside, learn about this information, and return back, which is something maybe you give the access for them about this username and password, or the access for the financial data. So prompt poisoning or SQL injection, sorry, not SQL, it's prompt injections or model injections, manipulations, all of these, something it can be happen with part of the domain itself for that part. Now, if you want to ask ourselves also another questions, if there is two organizations, they are use the same AI model, why does one create a competitive advantage while the other create a regularity risk? What do you think? We are using the same model of the AI, but why of them they are creating this type of competitive advantage when they use it in their network, but the other they do a compliance risk for them? Can you imagine why? Same company, same engine, same AI, same everything. But the two organizations totally different in this. Very simple. Do you want to answer? Anyone will answer? Okay.
One of them, they use it as a free version, free model, where everyone has access.
Okay. Mhm, 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 mhm. Yeah, this is a part of the question, part of the answer, but the most important part is the compliance. When you run a compliance in your network and you understand exactly where is the risk, where is the impact, when you implement it, you will know exactly that this is give you an advantage or there is no advantage out of the use of it. So this is most important. Yes, thank you for your answer as well. Okay. Um, just for sake of time, I want to jump to yeah. This is the last one. Talk about it. Now, for the platforms that usually use the AI for the legal compliance, we have many of platforms that is available in the market, but not all of them is trusted. Not all of them you need to deal with them as a trusted because some of them is generic tools. They're not an AI tools. They don't have the level of assurance. You need to make sure that they have the capability and the area that they cover it is having the full requirement of the AI auditability, the enterprise security, all of these type of things before you purchase these type of systems. Because any legal and compliance systems definitely need to today to have a multiple category of information of legal research, maybe a specific contract intelligence, regularity monitoring, reliability or legability support, governance, risk management, all of these area that they need to have, even the full contract analysis and life cycle that will help you to go part of the deep analysis and deep understanding in order to rely on this platform itself. So legal research, like an example, is one of the most important part of the AI when they search multiple use case and they understand the requirement and they connect the dot between the full life cycle, and these the names of some platforms in the market leaders that you can go and read about how they uh, merge the AI within their systems and how they are using it for the legal, uh, let's say, for the legal cases, tracking, research, index, and all of these type of information that legal department that they will be interested to know more about it, even especially for the complex or the huge cases. Also, it will help them to make a big and strategic impact for them. And this smart system, it will help also to monitor any changes in the regulations in different sectors. Even you can just mention manufacturing sectors or financial sectors, and will give you full spectrums about controls, regulations change, compliance assessments, and so on from these type of details and information that we can do a part of it. Also, the continuous assurance, which is that I need to maintain the governance, the risk, the compliance, a part of this platform to help me to, with the AI capability, to maintain and manage the privacy, maybe obligations, the monitoring of the compliance, control, asset risk, and the maintaining the audit with the readiness within the company or within the cases that I usually work with them. Now, even the automation part, it needs also to be able to have more control in it. It's not matter of I bring AI agent and give them the control and that's it. It will do all the jobs for me and I just get relaxed. No. When you give them a permission, you give them a risk so they can control, they can change, they can do everything in the network or in the document itself. So you need to make sure that you have also a compliance related to the agentic AI or AI agent to monitors to automate this process within a regulation specific requirement, and the human oversight is the most important part to review all of these type of activity that they can do and manage itself. Okay, so if there is two professional use the same AI platform. Now we are talking about two professional, not two organization. Why does one is producing exceptional result while the other producing unreliable answers? Let's say we are the same, two people, two different people, let's say. We're using ChatGPT or Gemini or anything. But one of them, they use a good uh, result with solid output, but the other is not able to deliver what he's looking for. What do you think? Why? Not, yes, this is the right answer that we looking for, and this is what we will mention in the last module, which is for the prompting for the legal and the compliance professionals. Prompting, it is the language that you speak with the AI. It's like when you talk to a Japanese or French person, or he talking to you and you're speaking only Arabic, one of you, they need to have a translators or learn his language. So this is exactly what we are talking about, the prompting. When you talk with the AI, there is a specific language or a way that you need to speak with them. Uh, First of all, you need to mention to them what is their role. You are a legal consultant, you are a doctor, you are a pharmacist, you are a researcher, you are a student. You need to mention it is like this is a redefined structure for them to be able to help them to go to specific data where you are looking for. Then you can give them the task, then you can give them the information, the context, which is like this rule. You mention to them, what is your objective? I want you to be a legal consultant. And I need you to search in this case, which is the context here, the content, in this case, and give me all the maybe regulatory background. And your task as an AI to maybe find a solution or explain it or translate it or anything, and give me the output as a format, let's say in a table, or I need it in a memo with less than 2 sentences or 1500 words or anything for that. And don't make, which is constraints, don't make this example like this, or don't be summarized, or don't go like this. So you can see how we are talking to the AI. It's not something I give them the document, I told them summarize it, or give me the explanation of this contract. No, it will give you something generic. It will not give you exact information. And this is the answer for a question why this person he getting a good result, because he have a good prompt part of it. And this is like a complete course that you need to have it to learn about it, how to talk about it, and all of these, because the difference, it will show you the difference for that. I will give you the slide at the end of the presentation. So just follow this prompt and check the result if you are using ChatGPT or any other tools, and see how much beneficial and information part of it. So you can see also this type of example here in this part, that act as a senior corporate consular, review the attachment agreement against EU GDPR regulations, extract, this is the conditionals, all data liability into structure, identify the gaps, and so on and so on for this one. Okay, so this is how you need to write the clauses, or let's say the prompt for it. So he will understand your language, he will understand your details for that. So any poor prompting can introduce a significant legal compliance risk, especially for the people like you in accounting, legal, or compliance. You need to have and accurate information with accurate instruction that you need to give it to the AI. So no AI output should be trusted automatically unless you give them the full information, the full details. Again, there is no unless. You need to have a zero trust mindset in the AI because your positions is very critical. Uh, it's like a doctor. If I give them the case and he told me, let them take this medicine or let them take a specific X-ray or anything, or he's not important or not that big, let's say, disease or something, and I rely on his decision, definitely this is something disaster or uh, not reliable to the AI. So zero trust mindset is something that you need to keep dealing with it, especially when we are working in a critical output and uh, maintain the accountability part of it. So we need to make sure that these type of skills, these type of information, details, it's very important to you to learn in order to make sure that um, you are aware of the output before you they give you the hallucination out of it for this part. So the question, or the last question that we can ask, if AI can analyze the contracts, asset compliance, gaps, summarize regulations, and draft reporting in seconds, what does that actually look like in practice? What do you think? Definitely, this is something we already doing, but in a long way or in a manual way or in a traditional way. This is what we are doing actually, but you will take it and do it in a smart way, deeply more and more ethical, responsible to help us to go deeply and work efficiency within our use. So as a summary, uh, AI will become available to everyone. And this is a competitive advantage that will come from these who know and how to use it in responsible way and secure way and strategically based on their position. So we advise you to go deeply with AI, try to understand the compliance, the governance, the risk, the audit, the regulations, part of it, and try to take the advantage of the AI in a responsible way for that part. And I hopefully that you get a benefit from what we been discussed and taught. And this is the QR code for the presentation. You can download it, and I will be happy again to connect with anyone for any explanations, any more details about your domain as well. And thank you. I only rely on ChatGPT and Notebook LM. That's it. I don't deal with other for that. Uh, Almost from starting, from when they start, 2023. Yeah, 23. So, yeah, definitely. If you need more, if you rely on it, it will help you to give you more details, more discussions, even accurate information, a part of it. And this is mainly I rely on as a consulting or as a training. And for the notebook LM, it will help me to summarize the content to create a presentation like what you saw. It save a lot of time, definitely on us. But I do advise you 100% to review after him part of this, and not only reviewing the text, review the images, review even from political perspectives. I will give you one small story to close. I've been in a conference online where in Morocco, and I create a couple of slides. One of them have the African map itself, and unfortunately, I don't know that there is a mistake in this map. So they been pointing that no, this is not correct, and yeah, I've been really go and apologize for them because it is political part. This Morocco being divided into twice between them and Algeria, I think, or something. I'm not a political person who understand these things, so I go apologize for them. So you need to make sure that you review after ChatGPT or any tools that you deal with them from outside. Mhm. Yeah, now to be honest with you, if you are not part of the internet, I'm talking about the internet times. A lot of people they mention we will not be part of it, so everyone now part of it. We can, if it's been disconnected for a second, there will be a disaster. The second phase is the social media. Everyone mentioned that we don't want to be part of it. Now we cannot leave it. AI is the same. Now maybe you can not using it in your company, but with the time, you can see that you are wasting a lot of time, even if you are one team or one person or 10 person or thousand of persons. I manage my company, MetaServe, and we are only few people, but we are doing a lot of tasks by the AI, which is something saving us a lot of time, money, efforts, and so on. And it is a fact. AI is part of our life, but you need to make sure how you deal with it in a way that it's not impacting your business, especially in regulations, especially in compliance, and so on in this part. So it's coming. Soon or later, you will use it. Yeah. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you so much for your time and effort, and happy to see you.